You were the only one that was nearly as strong as me.
Buddy, you think you look strong? You're wearing a cape. You're just a cheap fucking knockoff.
Oh, no. I'm the upgrade.
Well, hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today, we'll be talking about who's better between Dr. Ratio or Seele. Because for one, it'll just be a fun video talking about who's better in my humble opinion, because at the end of the day, who doesn't love my opinions, right? But before I continue onward, I have some plugin I need to do, of course. Obviously, subscribe to the channel, obviously, because that will mean the world to me. But also at the same time, I just opened back my Twitter account, and I will be posting there. So go follow me there. The link will be in the description moving forward on the channel. But anyways, back to the video. So how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna talk about the similarities, then I'll talk about Dr. Ratio upside and downside, then move on to Seele downside and upside, and then talk about some stuff you need to consider for both of them, and then closing thoughts. And special thanks to my friend for helping me with this list. I appreciate you for sure. But anyways, we should get started now.
You guys got a lot of nerve.
Alright, for the similarities, both Seele and Dr. Ratio are both limited 5-star hunt units. Both of them are DPS that are very skill point negative. They both use the exact same stat, being crit, attack, and damage bonus. They both have access to the free hunt icon from Simulated Universe, so more easier to hit their power spikes. And for the final similarities, unless something happens to the content, they both will just get overshadowed by destruction units. For how the dev trying to tailor MOC for destruction, and they basically useless in pure fiction. Hunt units are kind of obsolete in a sense. Like if you invest in them, they can beat MOC, but they will have a harder time other than destruction units in MOC. And yeah, that's about it for the similarities. Now let's move on to Dr. Ratio upside and downside right now.
Ignorance is a malady that must be cured.
Alright, for Dr. Ratio upside, for one, he is by far the best single target damage dealer in the game. Since one of his main sources of damage is his follow-up attack, he takes great advantage of characters that you wouldn't really use, like Topaz. So you can save your units like your Ruan May or your Bronia and put them on another team. But his skill point consumption is always same, because for one, unlike Seele, Imbibe, with the Lune, you just need to use one skill point every time. And pair that to the fact that it's very easy to get most of its damage out, because all you need to do to make the most of its damage is apply debuff, and you can basically always have the follow attack up and do insane amount of damage. And he also really easy to build because he gets so much crit rate, and pair that with the free Simulated Universe light going on, you can basically always guarantee the crit damage body piece. And another upside about Dr. Ratio, the fact that he's the only character in Honkai style the L+ ratio the whole Genshin community, like damn. And the last thing is the fact that he's really powerful, but at the same time you get him for free, which is very hype, because for some accounts Dr. Ratio is a big lifesaver, and who doesn't love free stuff, right? Alright, now let's talk about Dr. Ratio downside. It's really important that you build a team around him that can give you debuffs that can be applied to the enemy, which really makes him reliant on units that can apply a debuff. And God forbid if they make enemies that are immune to being applied with debuff, god damn. And since Dr. Ratio damage center around follow-up attacks, his skill and ultimate, though it can do decent damage, is not the big selling point. And don't even get me started on how useless his basic attack is, like damn. Dr. Ratio has no AoE, shocking, I know, right? But anyways, that basically means he struggled in AoE content like MOC, where there are like 2 to 3 or 5 enemies, he will have a harder time. And especially how MOC kind of favor destruction, and he basically useless in pure fiction. Until they make some kind of a hunt meta, Dr. Ratio, even though he's good, gonna have a hard time for sure. Especially if they make more bosses that way they summon trash enemy, definitely he's gonna have a little harder time than usual, but he should get the job done at least. And yeah, that's about it for Dr. Ratio. Now let's move on to Seele.
Sometimes a sharp blade It is the only way to get people to come to their senses.
Alright, for Seele upside, even though Seele like the oldest limited fighter in the game, she is still a staple pick and still good enough to clear all the content in MOC, even though it favors like destruction units. Like she still excels at dealing lots of damage to bosses and can hold her own in AoE, especially if you can trigger Resurgence. And once you trigger Resurgence, you can really trigger a snowball effect, getting multiple turns and really feeling powerful and also fun at the same time, which is really nice because Seele is like one of the only few characters that actually get extra turns. She also takes full advantage of being in the quantum element, so she can make use of the very broken 4-piece quantum set, and also she can be in the mono quantum team, and once Sparkle come out, she will really enable mono quantum to be legit insane. And the final upside of Seele is the fact that she's a freaking waifu. Like for one, she has peak character design and she just visually pleasing to look at. Like look at she basically just wearing a swimsuit with shorts. That's basically it. Alright, that's all Seele upside. Now let's move on to Seele downside. Like once you trigger Resurgence and get the maximum turns you can get with Seele, she basically tied for one of the most skill point negative DPS in the game. And if Seele doesn't get her KO, she kind of fall behind a bit too. Like the way Seele stay competitive with other DPS if she can trigger Resurgence, so she kind of might fall behind a bit. And final downside is, since she's an older character, you have to make the constant decision if you want to pull all a character or pull a newer character that's more better and more optimized for the meta. Like Seele is good and all, but she is gonna have a harder time for sure compared to newer units. And yeah, that's about it for Seele upsides and downsides.
A scholar and educator.
Like funny thing about both of these units is the fact that how much value both of them can get out of someone like Silverwolf, which shows Silverwolf omnipotence. Like for one, Silverwolf helps Seele get the 4-piece quantum set so much quicker, and for Doctor Ratio, the amount of debuff you can apply with Silverwolf help you basically doing so much debuff, and the fact that you can comfortably run someone like Tingyun with Doctor Ratio, which is nice. And also the fact that her massive death decrease is also massive as well. But one thing about Hunt character, the fact that they kind of getting overshadowed and obsolete to an extent. With how the dev favorite content, MOC, obviously destruction will be better. Pure fiction, don't even try to use a Hunt character in pure fiction. Like they either need to make some type of boss rush game mode or make content where Hunt characters feel better to use. Like we saw a erudition meta, so we're not so far-fetched that we can see a Hunt meta soon. Like even though what I say is true, both Seele and Doctor Ratio are still strong enough to where they can still beat everything in the game. It's just they'll still get overshadowed by either erudition in pure fiction and Hunt in MOC. And yeah, that's about it.
Did I ask for your help? Looks like you could use it.
Alright, so my final thoughts on who's better between Doctor Ratio or Seele. Like don't get me wrong, I love Seele, but at the same time, Seele ain't touching Doctor Ratio. Like honestly, other than Resurgence, Doctor Ratio is just a far better Hunt unit than Seele. Like not to say Seele bad, but at the same time, Doctor Ratio is just a chad. He just don't give a damn. Like he can legit L plus ratio anything he decides to L plus ratio and he will win. Sorry Seele, you got ratio there. And yeah, that's about it, because with all that said, I think that everything I want to talk about for today's video. So thanks for watching, I do appreciate you for sure, and let me know what I should do next, and let me know what you guys think what I have to say. You agree with me or you disagree? Let me know down below, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna kill you, meh. I probably might kill you, but at the same time, kill, comment, anyways, because I love that stuff. But anyway, final thought is, yeah, Doctor Ratio is far better than Seele by far. It's not to say Seele bad or anything, but at the same time, she competing with Doctor Ratio, a free unit we get that is insane. She always had an uphill battle in this. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I post daily videos every single day, and also follow me on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it, because I'm gonna start posting there now. And with all that said, take care, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.